Alright, welcome to Chef's Profile. My name is Dietrich.
My name is Aman, Chef Amandeep. Call me. I work at Chotto Matte, Toronto, as a sous chef.
Perfect. So anyways, Chef's Profile is about getting to know the chefs and how they got into the culinary industry. So I'm going to be asking Chef Aman a few questions on how he got here and what drives him, and get to know him on a personal level, and how he can also provide us with inspiration and what to look out for when working in the kitchen. So first of all, one of the main questions would be, what inspired you to become a chef?
I feel like growing up, I don't have a story like most chefs do, where growing up they cook with their grandma, grandfather. It's just when I was growing up, my brother would cook for me, and I would be in the kitchen with him for every now and then. Then when I did my grade 12, I got the opportunity where he asked me if I would like to go to a different country to explore my future. And I was lucky enough that everything at home was solid so that I could come here and explore my culinary journey. So I came to Canada in 2016. I did a 2-year course at Humber College, culinary management, and from there, from one restaurant to the other, starting as a line cook at Pickle Barrel. From there, working in downtown Toronto in a couple locations, and now I've been working at Chotto for 5 years.
So first job was at
Pickle Barrel in Brampton.
line cook.
That's where I used to live. I was a line cook, yeah.
What did they serve?
Well, Pickle Barrel is mostly like bar food, or like, so a lot of burgers, a lot of steaks, a lot of fried food. There's a salad station, but it's also like super fast paced, but also like less cook time, just because it gets busy. People want to come in, get out. People want to drink more, watch the game, as opposed to order the best of the food. So I think that was a very good place for me to start, where I got to see the high intensity of the industry without having to worry much about the quality.
That's a good start.
Yeah, so I got to fuck around a lot with some stuff and like some products. I used to bring my own products, cook my dinner, so I got that freedom as well.
Oh wow!
In that time, yeah.
They gave you that freedom.
Yeah, it's because I knew my kitchen manager, and then he was just a cake, and he wasn't there as long as I did my stuff, did my prep, did my clothes. He wouldn't mind what I did the rest of my time.
Oh, by the way, Chef Aman is is sous chef at the age of 26, right?
Yes, so I got my junior sous chef position at 23. It would have been 21, but because of COVID, I felt like 2 years, that was the plan, I wanted to be kind of a management position at 21. So at 23, I got my first opportunity. I became a junior sous chef, worked my way up a little bit, and then circumstances the way they were, I kind of got the opportunity to take that position, and with guidance from Chef Aman and Luis, they kind of taught me left and right. Yeah, I always had the passion for food. I feel like when you go from a cook to a chef, it's as much about food as it is about management of the people and the management of prep that are working, that the chefs, that the cooks are working under you, and then all the food that they're responsible for, technically you are responsible for.
So speaking about management, right? So can you tell us more about your responsibilities as a sous chef here at Chotto Matte?
Okay, do that. So obviously, let's start from the kitchen, right? Obviously, anything that needs to get prepped. I feel like anything that goes out of the kitchen, to some extent, any sous chef should be responsible for. Because if something comes back, you're not gonna come looking at the cook. You're gonna go to the chef. Chef, what's going on? What's happened? What's wrong here? And then, even if you can be there at every single station, you kind of gotta be responsible and take the heat for it. So that you can achieve by making sure all your prep is good, or when you come in, check your line, make sure all the chives are nicely perfect, cilantro is nice, chiffonade. You don't have to do everything, you gotta make sure it's done in the right way. That's where management comes in, where you gotta manage pick the right people who you can kind of delegate some stuff in a way that they're responsible for little things, and you talk to them. Also depends on how big the restaurant is and how much production you're doing. So that's one thing. Another thing would be like ordering and scheduling, which is also very important day-to-day routine. I feel like ordering is something that we do every single day. It's 7 or 8 different suppliers. It's a lot of product, as you know, in the restaurant.
Yeah.
So you gotta make sure everything is ordered the night before. Because if it's not ordered, then you might not get to prep it, and then you might have to 86 the dish, and then the people that want it will not be able to get it, and then it's just a whole chain of not doing stuff. So ordering and scheduling, obviously scheduling is very important, very hectic. Chef Alan does it right now, but I feel like I will be taking on those ropes soon.
Excited for that.
Not really.
Not really?
It's not fun. I feel like it is fun once you get the hang of it, but scheduling is definitely a task. Might look easy from outside, but it is a hard task to do in the restaurant.
That's true. That's true. What was the most challenging part of you, or if you've ever experienced being here in Chotto Matte? What was something that you kind of had a hard time, kind of adjust?
I feel like going from the cook position to the chef position, my attitude. If you had met me 3 years ago, I'm sure you would have liked me. I was that, cocky cook who knew stuff, who would get his shit done, and start talking shit to other people. I was like, oh, that's ugly.
Yo, I hope
I
you
feel
didn't do
like-
that to my doctor.
No. I feel like evolving from that to understanding everything, there might be a lot of different factors why it does not come out properly. The way you talk to your subordinates, the right way to approach a situation, like calming myself down in situations, almost like de-escalating the situation where somebody's mad at the situation. I can't just be mad again. You gotta be like the buffer, calm it down, and then maybe we can later talk about it outside, because the heat of the rush, the heat of the service is one thing, and then during that time, whatever happens is during that time. Words might be said, we can talk about it later, but then I feel like as a chef, you gotta be the person to calm it down so that the words that are being said doesn't get escalated to the point where there's a fight.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like that's the hardest part. I'm still working on it, because every person is different, right? And how you approach every person in every situation is gonna affect how they receive it and how they go about with it.
Yeah, it's like similar to the book I was reading. It was I'm surrounded by idiots. So,
Yes.
but it's about personalities. It's about personalities. Like different personalities about different people and how you're supposed to communicate with them. Depending if they're a red, they're a yellow, they're a blue, they're a green. But it's a nice read. I like that book. So, anyways, for speaking of management too, like if you were to hire someone, what are you looking for? Someone that has graduated from culinary?
Right,
or-
that's it. I say a few things, okay? So, to be successful in the kitchen, all you gotta do is give a fuck.
I like that phrase.
It's easy to say, but like when you're in the situation, you might be cutting corners, which is okay to an extent, just to get it done. But like, if you give a shit about your food, about your plating, about your cooking, you will go very far.
Give a fuck.
Just give a fuck. It's not that hard.
I believe that. What is something that's most memorable for you that, like, in your entire career, that you feel like you're happy where you are, like you like where you are, like the industry where you are?
I am happy, but I would say not satisfied, not finished yet. But happy to be where I am, still striving for a lot more. The one thing that, what was the question again? What was the one thing?
What was the most memorable thing that, like, in your career?
I don't know, I feel like maybe not one thing, but like when you do events or even when you go talk to a table as a chef, or when you're doing offshore events and then people look at you from the outside perspective and the customer looks at a chef, I feel like the way they talk, the respect you get is very what's the word? Feels good.
Feels good.
Feels like, okay, I want to do this again tomorrow, you know? For example, when we have chef experiences here, you know? Gotta go talk to the table. No matter how difficult the customers are, but when you're talking to a chef, they'll be respectful, they'll ask questions, they'll be smiling. But I feel like that's something which is you can strive for. Like it makes me happy. Like it makes me satisfied, it makes me feel all the work that I've done, somebody's respecting it. I know a lot of people do, but like that's a one-on-one where I get to realize, yeah, people do recognize this
They
industry
appreciate.
and this job. It is very different from India. A chef in India would not be as respected, it would be a very smaller job because a lot of restaurants, a lot of people, it's not treated the same as it is here in Canada.
That I see that a lot. Same goes with our country too. Back home in the Philippines.
You see you at you're a cook. Yeah, so what?
Yeah, it's like something like that. But you know, it is what it is. What culinary philosophy do you? Is there any culinary philosophy
I know,
that
give
you
a shit.
follow? Just give a shit, right?
Give a shit.
I actually like that. 'Cause,
You could say that in any situation, in any circumstance when you're in a kitchen, be like, oh, this chives are looking only okay. Should I use it? I don't know. Is it good enough to last you? If you care, then you will be able to realize that maybe it lasts me today, it won't last me tomorrow. Because you get to use it today. You know, when you're making a steak, maybe it's a little bit over. You don't want to send it because, you know, you want your customers to have a good experience.
quality.
Even though it might not come back, even though nobody might realize it, but you know
Yeah.
inside that you sent an overcooked steak, for the next 20 minutes you'll be panicking. I hope it doesn't come back. I hope it doesn't come back. And then you're gonna mess up all your 4 other steaks.
Yeah, that's actually true. What are your future goals? Are you planning to open your own restaurant? Or do you have to drive or is there something that you want to achieve that?
I do want to open a restaurant, but like this industry, the way it is, very risky in a way, and it does require a lot of effort and time. If you open up a restaurant, there's a lot of moving pieces, which if you cannot control, like 7 out of 10 restaurants go down in 2 years.
Yeah, I saw the statistics. It was pretty high.
Yeah.
In the first year, like 70% of restaurants closed down.
So maybe if not a restaurant, maybe like a little pop-up in the summer, you know, for the summer. Maybe something like a food truck or like only in the summer and then up it out, whatever it is. 1, 2 really good Indian street food items that I know will work here and I haven't seen it anywhere. Maybe something like that.
We should do that. You, me, and Jacob. Imagine 3 of us cooking
We could, yeah.
in a food truck.
That'd be fire.
That'd be fire.
Yeah.
I'd be so happy on the summers.
Yeah, it's a good summer job. Definitely do it. But at the same time, I do want to still work in a restaurant, make myself up to the head chef. But I feel like you learn a lot.
Yeah, that's
Going from a cook to a junior sous to a junior sous to a sous to a sous to the head chef. Every single step you go up, you learn a lot of new things. And I feel like if you haven't learned all these things, it's going to be hard for you to open up a restaurant. But there's going to be a lot of variables that you wouldn't know about. But as a head chef, you kind of see all the variables, you work your way to it, and you kind of know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Let's just say that's one of the goals too.
Yeah.
So as a head chef, once you get there, wait, because you already created dishes, right? Here for Chotto, like,
Yeah, nothing on the menu, but yeah.
but still created, you know. So I want to run through your creative process on how you create dishes or how do you imagine a dish. Because I know you like to paint,
Yeah.
so
But like that's when it comes to plating, that's where the painting comes
yeah.
in, you know?
But you know the creative process of the flavor, say the flavor profiling, flavor mixing, and the plating. Yeah, that's your artistic. Does every chef have to be artistic?
No, I feel like if you're a chef, you will learn to be artistic to some extent. But if you're not, if you're a little artistic already, or a little creative already, it might help you. It might boost your plating up a little bit, and like little things left and right.
So, what would you go through if you were trying to make up a dish?
Okay, first thing that comes to mind is this is Chotto Matte, right? The dish has gotta say Chotto Matte. It can't just be a pasta with shrimp and carbonara, you know?
Yeah.
Can be that. It needs to be maybe Japanese Peruvian, based on Chotto. It needs to have 1 or 2 fruits. It needs to be colorful. It needs to have a protein, maybe a puree. So that's the first thing that comes to mind. And then I pick my protein, right? And then from there I can go, okay, how can I process this protein in a different way, which I don't see in the restaurant? For example, I had a sea bass nigiri dish. So I took the sea bass, that was my protein. It's a nigiri, so Japanese restaurant, it works, right? Look up some Japanese techniques, some videos, whatever I know of. And then comes the flavor, right? You want umami, yes. So try to get most of that in. So I made a dashi reduction with a little bit of mirin in it, so it's sweet, umami. So I took the sea bass, wrapped it in kombu for 2 days. So that's more umami, and then wrapping sea bass in kombu is a very Japanese technique where they do it in Japan to make the fish a little bit more stiff, to kind of extract out the salt or moisture from it, and then it does have a better texture. So that's a technique I knew about, so I implied that, I put that in, and then I made the reduction with a heavy umami, which is dashi, and then something sweet, and then season it with some salt. And then I had to make like a little, if you notice, all our nigiris are dressed nigiris, there's like a little garnish on top. So sea bass, nigiri, brush it with the syrup.
Right.
So that's like a simple thing. And then you can kind of do that with anything. For example, think of a protein. Let's do it together. Let's do something simple. Let's do shrimp.
Let's do shrimp.
This guy went laugh. Okay, we can do it.
Let's do shrimp.
Okay, let's do shrimp. Okay, easy. Shrimp, seafood. We have a lot of seafood. What we could do, we could definitely maybe put it in our pickle. Let it be pickled for a little bit. We have a sea bass dish. Maybe we can do a cooked shrimp. Now it really depends which way you want to go. You want to keep it raw, you want to cook. Let's say you go cooked. Now you go on cooked shrimp, now that means it's gonna go on the grill, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna have charcoal. If it has some charcoal, you can take some bold flavors now, right? Because it's the grill. Now you gotta think about a sauce. And the sauce could be anything that has all the ingredients that we have. Any ajimarios, so that's a Peruvian chili.
Yeah.
Any Japanese
That's
sauce.
not a tangy thing, right?
Yeah.
There's a tang to
Yeah, you have
flavor.
some citrus.
Yeah.
You have some citrus to it.
Yuzu.
So, with all those knowledge that you know about the restaurant and whatever creativity you come up with a sauce. Now you got a protein, now you got a sauce. If you notice, any Chotto dishes is mostly protein sauce garnish or protein sauce puree garnish. Let's skip the puree, let's just do protein sauce garnish. Now let's think about a garnish. Garnish could be anything from chopped herbs to a salsa,
salsa sounds nice.
right?
You want a shrimp?
Let's say type of shrimp, big shrimps, like about my hand big. You're gonna keep it whole, the head on, shell off, cook it on the grill. And you're gonna plate it, let's say one like this, second one like this, 3-4 pieces. Now you gotta hide on the plate, maybe put a lime on there. Now you top it up with the sauce, a little bit salsa, a little bit cilantro. And now that's one day. Now you get to try it, and then you tweak it every day. Up until to the point where you're satisfied. And then you take it to your chef. And then you get rejected and you try again.
But that's what keeps you going.
That's what keeps you going. See, that creative part of it, I feel like that for most people is not something they want or something they might not be striving for. A lot of people are good at doing everyday tasks. If they know what needs to be done, they come, they do it, they're very good at it, and then you throw them a curveball and they'll be like, huh? No, wait, what? So I feel like there's type of people that can learn the creative part of it, and there's type of people that are creative and can do this.
So we would both say that not everyone is built for the kitchen, or not everyone is also built to be the creative type.
I feel like, yeah, that's very true. Not everybody is built for the kitchen, but you can learn, right?
Yeah.
Like how much you want to do it.
Character over skill for you? Or a balance of both?
It's got a balance.
Right? Has to be.
Because there's people that have a lot of skill, but character is going to be very hard to talk to them, you know? Very hard for me to get done what I need to get done from them. But I know if I give it to them, it'll be done perfectly. I won't have to double check. But then there's people who will be willing to do everything, but I know I'm going to have to check at them on every single step, correct them, maybe guide them a little bit more.
I hope I'm not like that.
We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it during evaluations.
What? Okay. Now I'm getting scared. What do you like the most about working in the kitchen? Like, is there a specific something that brings you joy, or
I feel like maybe off the top of my head, the teamwork. Maybe it's just the restaurant that I work at right now.
it's pretty awesome.
It's a very good team that we have. And then seeing the other side, which is the servers, how they're like very. I work for myself, I make my tips like home.
Yeah.
But then when you see the kitchen, it's like, yo, that's one thing. We finish together, we drink together, we get fucked up together, and then we're in the shits together. And then by the end of the day, no matter how late it is, if you're with that one person that you know got your back and you got his back, you'll be happy. You'll have a safe, you'll have a good night. You go for a drink after for sure.
So we do every weekend.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say, huh? Oh,
yeah.
if we weren't happy, if we were like just messing around with each other and we weren't a good team, you think we'd go out for drinking after work every now and then?
Now we probably go home.
Probably go home.
Alright.
Maybe not that. Maybe
I might
play video games.
or play video games. Who knows? But you know, I like one thing I like about Chotto compared to any other kitchen that I've worked at. It's building the kitchen culture, and I think you guys did an excellent job on at least building that. Because
Yeah.
you know, most of the kitchens that I've worked for, there's always an asshole. There's always someone that.
There still might be, but like that asshole knows not to be an asshole at work.
At least here.
Yeah, at least here.
Because at least here, everyone's nice.
Yeah.
Everyone's polite, everyone's respectful, and one thing I noticed here too is that when I sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I should have done more.
Yep.
Because I'm like, my shift was ending, and I was like, I should have done.
Yeah.
I can still do more. You know what I mean? Because I don't want the.
That's it. You want to set up your team tomorrow.
Yeah.
You don't want to leave them hanging with 911 or like priority
Yeah.
prep tasks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of priority prep tasks, what is the most mundane task
My most mundane task,
in the kitchen? Like mine would be mushrooms.
I mean, yeah, mundane as in you don't have to use much brain power on it.
Yeah, and then you kind of like, not dread, but you're like, I gotta do this again. But you know, like, something that.
Mushroom seems like one, maybe picking 1,000 grams of herbs or like 500 grams of herbs for the wakatay.
Yeah, the wakatay was kind of.
If you had to do that sauce, picking herbs properly, you would try. Like leaf at a time. I feel like those little tasks that you learn growing, that you learn first year in culinary, like pitch prep, the pitch prep.
The pitch prep.
Pitch is also important. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I did mushroom 30 minutes before I finished work. I feel like it needed to be done. Nobody else was able to do it. I'm like, yeah, I should fucking whatever. It needs to be done. You'll do it.
That's you giving a fuck.
That's me giving a fuck. Yeah.
You got to. Because you can't leave that for tomorrow. When you leave that for tomorrow.
I could, but then if I come in tomorrow, I just have to do more. I have to do today's and tomorrow's.
Finish what you can finish now.
Yeah.
That you don't have to do it tomorrow. That's what my dad used to say.
Oh, yeah. Don't leave tomorrow's task don't leave today's task for tomorrow.
I like that. So anyways, before we wrap up, I just want to ask for advice. What words of wisdom, aside from the give a fuck part, like for new graduates or new students, when they come out of what do they need to expect? What do they need to bring with them?
Come in with a good attitude. Come in to learn. Just because you finished school doesn't mean you've learned everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Every day you come to a restaurant, to a kitchen, you learn something new. Just come in with an open mind. If somebody is trying to correct you on something, take it with, even it might not be in the best way possible, it might be in a rude way that he might said it, but be like, okay, maybe he has a lot of things on his mind, you know? He just said it, maybe it needs it to be done, maybe I'll work on it, and if I work on it and if I still bring it back, and even then it's not proper, then maybe we'll have a talk, you know? Okay, maybe how do you want me to do it? Maybe show it to me. Stuff like that. Just come in with an open mind every day, come in with a smile on your face, you know? It's important. You come in, you say hi to your whole team, you know? You don't just, you leave, you say bye to your team. This is a team you work with every day, this is your family. You spend more time here than you spend at home, right? So maybe not at the part-time yet, but like me, I spend more time here than I spend at home with my family. So this is my family at work. I come in, I make sure I say hi. It might take me 10 minutes extra. Just greet everybody. How you doing? You know, how was the day before? Any 911 on your list? You know, can I help you with something? I feel like that's important. The attitude in the kitchen. So come in with the right attitude and stay in a good attitude. We understand that not every day you feel 100%, right? And that's something your teammates will understand that. But most days you come in with a happy face and the right attitude. I feel like you won't get tired of the industry. You won't get burnt out. You won't be.
Have you been burnt out?
I am. Maybe burnt out on a day, but I haven't been burnt out from the kitchen yet. How long have I been? 8 years. Almost 8 years in the kitchen. How long?
So chef. 8 years. Yeah. Pretty good though. Pretty good. Yeah. And that's.
I got my opportunities and I took it. I'm not gonna deny, I helped open this restaurant, so with the opening I got the opportunity to climb up the rank and I took them as they came here.
That's something we should all probably do. Like, I like that too, because coming in with an attitude, a good attitude, and
Because if someone's having a bad day and you come in with a good attitude, happy face, it might change their day, you know, it might make their day good. You never know. Or maybe one day you come in with a shitty attitude and you see everybody's happy, you might be happy, you might change your attitude.
that might change the whole kitchen culture too.
It is, that's how you build culture, that's how you build the kitchen culture.
I like that. And what about what can you say to the students that are currently working in a, let's say, in a toxic kitchen culture? What do they need to do to, you know?
I guess just put your head down, focus on your skills. This is not the last kitchen job you'll ever have. If you feel like you're going home and you're like kind of cussing your job and you're not not happy, but I feel like as long as you're learning, that's one thing. And then there's one thing where you're not satisfied, like mentally. That's one thing. You gotta find the balance. I feel like if you're still learning, at one point when you stop learning from the job and your culture is not good, I feel like that's the time you want to find a new place. There's a lot of restaurants in this country. There's a lot of restaurants in this world. As a culinary student, you could go to any part of the world, you will have a job. There might be a language barrier, but no matter wherever humans are, there's restaurants.
Always food.
I don't feel like AI is gonna take our job.
Hell no.
Maybe to an extent where it's pizzas and stuff, but when it comes to fine dining and the experience, I feel like chefs are gonna be chefing
Still chefing.
all over the world, yeah.
You still think you'll be chefing 20 years from now? Wait, that will be
Maybe.
in your 46. You're still young. You probably own your own restaurant by then. You probably own your own restaurant by then.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know where life holds, you know. I might even go into real estate. But like, I will always have the passion for cooking and food.
Has it always been there?
Yeah. I feel like that passion wouldn't die. I might leave the restaurant, but I feel like the passion for cooking and the culinary industry, the service industry is something that will stay, you know?
I believe that. If you're passionate about it, it will always stay. It can go on for a while. We'll lose it for a while, but
Come back.
we'll come back.
Come back.
So anyways, that was it for tonight. I'd like to thank my chef, Chef Aman,
Thank you.
who's always been a wonderful guide for me here in the kitchen, and he has taught me a lot. Even though I'm a bit older than him,
It's just a number.
I know, but I still look young.
Yeah,
You thought I was 26 too.
I did think you were 26.
So, you know, I really appreciate Chef Aman and the whole team here in Chotto actually, because of the kitchen culture, the passion. You see the passion in the staff, in whatever that they do, whether it be prep, whether it be cleaning, whether it be, you can see it there. The staff meal here are the same too.
Like, we cook for our team and we want to put in our best effort.
Yeah.
Whoever cooks staff meal, and we cook staff meal every day, twice a day, it's good stuff.
I'm
Might
gonna cook staff meal. Soon.
Might not be
Maybe
the
next
best
week.
that day, but
Oh, come on. Okay, might not be the
It's
best
gonna
right
be good,
now.
of course.
We'll see.
It's gonna be great. You know,
We'll see.
that's another thing. You know, you cook staff meal for your team, that just brings you closer to team.
Yeah.
You know, that's teamwork. And you feed your team, they feed you.
They can feed you good Good feedback or bad feedback? Yo, Dim, that was terrible.
Yeah, so I know how many times we've had, yo, chicken's raw, dude. Yo, so much salt. I need more, like, I need beer to fucking take this down. Or like, there's been very bad staff meals, but that doesn't mean you won't cook again.
Yeah.
You know, it's just,
It happens.
Oh shit, I fucked up. Oh, my rice was undercooked when I made biryani, but
Yeah. So, thank you guys for taking the time to listen to the interview, and I hope to see all of y'all here. The patio is now open. They have mixology bar. They have a mixology here. Cocktails are, I haven't tried the cocktails yet, but
cocktails are really good. You know what's better? Check out the view. See it?
yeah, the view too is pretty awesome.
Oh, you don't see it. You're gonna have to go.
But anyways, so that was it for tonight, and appreciate you guys for taking the time to listen. Thank you, Chef Aman, too, for giving us time. I know that you're busy, and we had to reschedule a couple of times, but I really appreciate you for helping us out.
Thanks for thinking of me while doing it. It meant a lot to me when you asked me to do this, because I don't think this situation has overcome. I've overcome this situation before where one of my cooks was like, "Oh, chef, I want to interview you as a part of this." So I also felt happy you asking me. I was like, "Oh shit, maybe I'm doing something right, you know?"
Yes,
If I
you
want to
are.
interview you, like, that's
I
it.
see the passion. I see the passion a mile away, and I'm like, I want to talk to that guy. I want to see what's in his mind. I want to know what he's doing. Because, you know, like, you're a good example. So I like that.
Thank you.
You're a good leader. You're not a boss.
Oh shit, chill.
Yeah, man, I'm going to make you cry.
No, stop sucking up to me. You're not getting better chefs. But
I
shit
know
like
I'm
that.
not getting better tips, but... So thank you guys. Good night.
Alright.
Appreciate it.